Welcome to Inside Raceland Football, live on Kool TV. Over the next hour, James Collier will visit with Raceland Rams head coach Mike Salmons and players to discuss the 2025 Rams season in their quest toward another return trip to Kroger Field. Now, here's your host of Inside Raceland Football, the voice of the Rams, James Collier.
And welcome into, I guess, our third edition of Inside Raceland Football. Alongside Coach Mike Salmons, I'm James Collier. Happy to have you along with us here tonight as we will break down week number 4. First home game of the season after 3 long road trips. But a great crowd here on Hall of Fame night. It was a great event. Rams win 64-14. We'll break it all down here in just a few moments. JFL night this Friday night as the Rams bring in Newport Central Catholic, a Class A foe that the Rams have had several encounters with over the years. No Hurricanes this year, Coach, that we'll have to play through.
That's good.
And then exercising the bye week after that, and then that final 5 after that. We'll talk about that in the second segment of the show. A little bit later on the show tonight, we got some defensive guys in. Landyn Goodall, Logan Lockwood, Max Burton. We'll talk about all kinds of football stuff with him. I talked to Landyn today at school. He said, I'm not nervous like the other guys. He said, I'm excited for this one, so I'm going to drill him. He better be ready to go.
That's good.
And but we got a lot to talk about. First off, Coach, Hall of Fame weekend last weekend, and you get the class of 2025. And again, all of the classes are special, but when you go in as that 100th class, that 100th season class, I should say, that one's the one that usually kind of catches people's attention.
Yeah, it was a great event, last Friday evening. I think I got something this week. I counted up, we're over 80 members now in our Hall of Fame. We put 22 in initially. I think that was in I think it was 14. It might have been 13, but I think it was 14. So we're already 12 years now deep. Yeah. So we're just over 80 members, and so guys take a lot of pride in that. I think that's really good for our team when you hear those guys stand up there and speak about what an impression it's had on them. Some guys over 50 years, and so I think that's a big part of who we are and what our culture is and what Raceland means. And some of those guys like Connor and Ryan Farrell, a little bit more modern era. But also some guys that really reflect and was able to speak about not only what the program meant to them on the field, but let's be real honest. It's all about what you become as a man, and they were really talking about things they learned in the game of football and things that carry them through. And I think they're really proud to be back at Ram Stadium. I was glad we could put our best foot forward and really perform well. For some old timers.
It was funny. Your first inductee last Friday night. Sam Phillips. Sam lives just up the street from me. Yep. He actually owns the house that's right next door to us, and I had no idea. And then I look up and I see him, and I was like, oh, wow, I know this guy. I live up the street now from a Hall of Famer. But a guy that moved here his family moved here from Tallahassee, and he got here, never left. And you kid about it all the time. Raceland is not a place where you uproot the family and come and do, but usually when you get here, a lot of people stay around.
Yeah, I think Sam spoke about moved here, and if I'm not going on memory here, 1968. Again, Raceland doesn't appear on most state maps, and I'm sure in 1968 it definitely didn't. It wasn't Google.
Well, you think there was a 4-way stop sign and just a stop sign at the train tracks?
And there was just the old road, I'm sure, right here in front of us. I don't know about this road behind us, but I'm sure there was no Google then. I do know that.
Yes.
So you couldn't even Google Raceland.
It was not Googleable.
No, and so you come here and you throw down anchors, right? You throw down roots, and Sam, been in our community for a long time, worked on a railroad, retired from the railroad. Very high character. Sam never had any kids go through the program. Just wasn't in his cards. Just wasn't blessed that way. But man, what a pillar of our community. Just right on the corner over there, the main street going through Worthington, and you could just sense when he was up there, he was so humbled. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably another word I would describe all those guys, just so humbled and almost like awestruck that, first of all, it happened, and second of all, they're being recognized for it, and that was really special. And you get guys like that, guys that move away and come back. You got a guy like Ryan Farrell who's still in our community, has a daughter in school here, so what a prideful thing that is for him. Connor Mercer moved to Cincinnati. Tom Bishop, I think he lives just outside, maybe in South Shore or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. And then Bobby Rowe, I think he's down somewhere around Mount Sterling or something. But I remember on Friday, I walked over, I don't know, it was probably 1:30, 2 o'clock to get ready for the game and do some things and, get ready for game day. And there was this truck just kind of crawling through campus at a real small pace. And, of course, everybody hollers coach, and, I don't necessarily know who they are. And I turn around, well, it's Bobby, and he's just awestruck at this place. Just couldn't believe, I played football in that field, and it looked a little different. Maybe it moved a few yards this way or that way. And so just guys that are really prideful and really proud to be back, and it was a really fun weekend.
A good weekend on the field as well. Very business-like approach, 64-14, you guys. Let's take a look at our stats from week number 4. And the biggest number that jumped out, 521 total yards of offense, is the most that you guys have put up since 2023. Wow. 303 yards of rushing, and you guys really imposed your will across the board. Shannon Marucci and Landyn Stiltner had phenomenal nights. Both of them get in the end zone twice. Stiltner goes over 100 yards on the ground. Marucci adds another touchdown. He gets 3 total in the game. But you guys kind of did what you wanted to do offensively, picking your punches and taking what was there.
Yeah, I thought our guys came out real focused, right? I mean, particularly offensively, we were very very efficient. Had the ball 9 times, scored 9 times on the night. That's including the young guys there at the end. And, we tried to mix our pitches. I think we threw the ball about, 13, 12, 15 times, something in there. And Jake's been really good, really efficient for us. And we were able to make some throws and some catches. And we're able to mix in some run game. And there's no secret. Shannon and Stiltner and Jonah, they are guys on offense as far as touches go and leading the charge. And Jake puts the ball in the air. Those are 3 of his main targets, plus some other guys out there. We got those other receivers. But whatever night it is how it goes for us. We're very much a sum of the parts, and whatever it takes to be successful is what we do. And I thought defensively we were solid for the most part. I mean, I know the stats are really good. We gave up 2 explosives. 1 in the ground, 1 in the air. The one in the air was in front of us. It wasn't over the top. Sometimes over the top is a little bit of an issue for us. It was in front of us, and so when it's in front of us, we have to rally to it. We just didn't rally good enough. We had a slippage. It was one of those weird plays. But take all those excuses out of it, you got to get the guy on the ground. And so, but that's part of it. Special teams-wise, we were solid. They had a dynamic returner, right? The number 6 kid was phenomenal. He could play for most teams in the state, if not every single team, from Trinity all the way down. Our head coach kept kicking it to him. And so, again, that was kind of our approach. Hey, look, we got to get better at covering kicks. Now, I'm not sure if we'll play a better team with a better return guy than number 6 all year. That would be hard-pressed for me to believe that we will. So we have that experience. And so there's always things you try to draw on and learn from in games. And that was one of them. And just very proud of our team. We created 3 turnovers, had a defensive score. You talk about any type of special teams or defensive scores in a game, in high school football, your winning percentage triples, almost quadruples. And so, our kids know that, and that's a big part of high school football. And, getting one of those on the board was really big for us. And, very proud of our effort.
Let's take a look at the highlights from last week as we go through this. You guys forced the turnover on downs on their first possession, and you go right down the field and punch it in. How big was that to kind of set the tone, coming off the defensive stop there and going and get points?
Yeah, I think just having, been able to get the scoreboard first, right? They were, they coming in, they had some nice players, but I feel like they were a little bit maybe unsure of themselves, being that they were, 0-3, and they played some good people. And let's be real honest, the last quarter we had played prior to this one was our worst quarter of the season. And so we had some, aggressiveness, if you will, maybe anger is a better word, built up. And so we needed to let it go. And one of the big things we really talked about from the week before, and you heard me talk about it too, is, the best pass coverage is a pass rush. And we just weren't able to get enough rush on the guy from 2 weeks ago at Pikeville. And so it was good on that first series on 4th down. The 4th down stop was a sack. And I thought that was a very indicative thing of who we were and who, how the night was going to unfold for us, because we needed that.
You had 4 sacks in the game.
Yeah, we needed to get that monkey off our back, if you will. We lost Landyn Salmons from a year ago. Obviously, Headley kind of stepped in and, was going to kind of fill those shoes. And he was getting better. He wasn't there yet. And then he suffered an injury, be out for a week or 2. And so he wasn't there. So I think everybody was kind of looking around. Hey, look, who's going to rush the passer for us now? And it was collective effort, and good to see our guys get that quarterback on the ground.
It was, you go through the air the first time for the first touchdowns, and then Stiltner and Marucci kind of take over and do what they do. You gave up the 1 home run ball, but then, you go down 7-6. but you could really see the guys in panic, just right back to business, go back and get the lead.
Yeah, I don't think there's never any panic about us. You know, the first long touchdown on the quarterback run, we just had miscommunication, misassignment, if you will. They gave us a look that we had seen before, but not from them, and we just had a mental breakdown. It was a day one install for us, but we just had a mental breakdown on it, and it happens, right? It happens, and I don't think any of our guys ever flinched or we ever felt like the game was in jeopardy. I felt like our guys felt really confident in who we were and what we were doing and what we'd be able to do. And you can see this offensively here. We're pitching and catching and handing it and running and blocking it. And guys are really playing at a fast tempo. And when you can do that, get Shannon run through level 2 defenders. He's a strong high school running back, has a lot of experience, plays really hard, and he gets to the line of scrimmage. Level 2 guys will have a hard time getting him down.
We talked in post-game about Shannon, and you said this year he had to understand you are 1A on the scouting report because of last year. You're not going to just kind of slip up on people, and that's been something he's kind of had to learn to adjust to is the attention that he gets when he's in the backfield.
Yeah, so a different role, right? I mean, from a year ago, just a totally different, as you see Bryson there making a great break on the ball and just dropping a pick six. Just a totally different role, and maybe now that's kind of shifted back to Stiltner a little bit, but Stiltner's hit some explosive runs for us. But it's all about the total package. Can you block? Can you catch the ball? Can you protect the passer? And then can you run the ball? And be assertive when your number's called. And so that's kind of, I feel like Shannon's kind of made himself the complete back, and he's also obviously a big defensive player for us and plays a lot of defensive snaps for us. So. He was good to see him get on track a little bit the other night. That was good to see. And you see our guys there just playing the plays over, right? Guys 5 yard looks like he's going to score, and one guy's diving for the ball, and next thing you know, the ball comes out. Next thing you know, guys jumping on it. It's pretty powerful to see guys like that running the ball.
I love that play right there. You had 2 offensive linemen, Jake Little and Chris Crum, that was holding up the running back, getting downfield, just trying to find something. I talked about that in the game. I said it's not often that your offensive linemen are the guys that are holding up the process, but they were wanting to get downfield with the running back to try to give him that extra yardage.
Yeah, it was Jonah just trying to get in there and fit in behind him and hide behind him and try to hit a hole and explode through there. And our guys, our offensive line guys are getting better. We've kind of found a rotation that we like. Some guys that trying to fit some different roles and just still trying to push the right buttons. But anytime you rush for 300, it's going to be a good night as long as you don't turn the ball over.
Landyn Goodall, his 3rd interception in as many games. This time he gets his pick 6. He got one that was a yard short down at PRP.
Yeah.
But you could really see when he stepped in front of that ball, he had a perfect angle and got it into the end zone. And a kid that has really kind of paid his dues, worked through a lot of injuries last year, but this year you can tell him he's healthy and he is gaining confidence as we go.
Yeah, Landon's really playing at a high clip, and he's just playing one way, so he's really fresh. Probably the biggest thing is he's healthy, right? From a year ago, had a shoulder injury, played through, and was able to get off-season surgery and get that rehabbed and get his body really prepared. I mean, he's super strong. He's very athletic. He's very good in the weight room, and it shows on the field. And he runs probably better than what people think. And I've been on him about helping the team in other ways. And you'll hear him talk tonight, but he just hasn't really broke through on offense for us. One of the reasons is he's so valuable on defense. Just to be honest, and but he's on some special teams, and he just hasn't been good at times on special teams. We really been able to look, man. You got to contribute to the team in multiple ways. You got to be able to serve the team. The team needs you on these special teams, and so he's really buying into that. Been really proud of him and John on the back end there. They've been outstanding for us.
You talked about the other guys on offense when we're not talking about Arnett, Stiltner, and Marucci. Jake really scattered the ball around to his receivers. He got Bryson Rousey a big catch. Parker Eisen had a big catch and a run. Eli Evans, Brigham Davidson. I mean, he's got 4 weapons there that you can go 3-by-1, 2-by-2. You can put guys in the backfield. There's a lot of different options that he can move the football around.
Yeah, the thing about Jake is he's so cerebral. He just knows where the ball needs to go. And I heard one of the coaches, I can't remember who, I've been coach fan, I can't remember this week, said, hey, you guys can leave Jake alone. He's not going to throw you the ball if you're not open. He'll throw the ball to the open guy. You guys don't need to campaign with him. And that's kind of funny. It's also true, right? So Jake knows what we're trying to do. He studies the week. He knows what the defense is going to give us and what they're going to take away from us. what we think going in, and also the in-game adjustment part. And so he really distributes the ball well, really watches film well, really knows, and he's really confident in himself, and just really proud of how much he's grown up in the last year. You also saw on Friday, I think he ran for 50 yards or so on 0 called runs. No called runs from him on Friday. I'm sure at some point down the road he's going to have to run the ball and design run game. But it just on Friday was all scrambles. And so I think last year when he was trying to find his way through and figure some things out, his legs kind of saved him. And so sometimes you still see him use those. And he ran out of bounds a couple times down on the far end, and just extended plays. I mean, he's been outstanding for us, and there's no doubt he'll have to lead us to the end if we're going to make this thing all the way week 15.
Yeah, I was kidding during the broadcast Friday night. I said he must have himself on his fantasy team. He was trying to get those extra rushes up there, but you could kind of tell he was sensing when the pocket was collapsing, or if something that he wanted to go to just wasn't there, and was able to get away from it. And for the most part, again, the pocket has been good and clean, and it all is a testament to those guys that's up front.
Yeah, I think I looked at something this week, over 70-some% completion as of right now. He doesn't like to throw incompletions, and he knows that. So sometimes he'll hold on to the ball, or sometimes he will scramble versus throwing away. And I'm pretty adamant about, hey, look, man, just get rid of the ball. Get to the next play. Who cares, I told him last year when he took over the team, I said, listen, understand something. People talk about stats, and, stats are nice and all this, but, people, like, they judge Tom Brady not on his stats. He's judged by the number of Super Bowl victories he's got. I don't care if you're a Tom Brady guy or not. That is the truth, right? And so you're the quarterback. You're going to be judged by the number of wins our team has. Not yards, stats, touchdowns, picks, rushes, completion percentage, anything else. You are the quarterback. That's how you're evaluated on your team's success. And so he's really bought into that. You can see that on the field. And it's very composed. Again, very smart. Knows exactly, he's the one guy you show him one time or tell him one time and he's got it. Not everybody's like that, but that's why he plays quarterback. And so he's been really good for us, and our guys have rallied around him. And he'll be the first to tell you it's a collective effort. Very much in some of the parts. He would talk about his playmakers, I'm sure, secondarily, but first he would talk about his offensive linemen and what those guys mean to us, and those guys protect him, and how those guys are starting to, slowly but surely get some cohesiveness about them. Even though last week we were missing a couple pieces up there that sometimes makes head coaches a little bit uneasy, but it all worked out, and those guys are really rallying together, and I'm really excited to see how much they can grow, not only from week to week, but also over the course of the season.
Something that we saw after halftime in this game, and it was something that goes back to the Pikeville game, an onside kick, and they nearly got it again. Is that something you guys have been looking at as you go through this week and trying to understand that, it's a copycat league, as they always say in the NFL and in high school. It's a copycat league. Everybody sees film. Is it something that you maybe wasn't prepared for, or is it just something maybe they caught you off guard, or they just got a really good kick and you tip your hat to it and just you play on to the next play?
Yeah, well, we were prepared. I will say that. We have a hands team and a kickoff return team, and we take onside kicks weekly. We had just done them on Thursday prior to that game. I will say we've taken more since then. I'd also say I don't know whether the kid from Pike was an outstanding kicker. First of all, he
absolutely
had a couple great kicks, and I don't know whether they're living right or something in the water or what. But last week, the first kick of the game they kicked onside, and of course the outcome, right? They got it again, so it's 3 kicks in a row they'd recovered, and so again maybe they need to go buy the Powerball ticket, but. Just things that we got to be a little bit better in our approach, maybe our mental approach, maybe a little better in some alignment stuff. Maybe we got to learn when we need to be aggressive going after the ball versus like Friday in the game, the ball never went 10 yards. And so there was no need for us to be aggressive. And I think our guys said, well, it didn't go 10 yards, but their guy touched it. That's true. Good. You know that. So when you do that, it's our ball no matter what happens. So just let it be. And I think they're like, well, we're going to try to get it and, maybe try to score or something, some type of excuse they made for me. But, those type of things we got to get better at, again, slowly but surely. And listen, Newport Catholic, I'm sure we'll talk about that later in the show. They kick it onside or squib every single time for 4 games. Not they don't have to watch our film to decide how they're going to kick it. That's how they kick it.
That's how they kick it.
And so that'll be a big part of the game on Friday. Yeah. We can't afford to lose possession.
Yeah, I saw that. I was watching some film today, and that was one of the things I noticed. The ball does not go deep. Your up guys are going to be the guys that's going to have to take care of the football.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We've got some players in the house, Max Burton, Landyn Goodall, and Logan Lockwood. Should have a lot of fun with these guys. That's as we continue our coverage here on Inside Raceland Football on Kool TV.
Good morning, Isabella.
Hi, David.
Back for your morning routine?
Clark's Refresh Rewards program is something you'll flip for.
Hey, Isabella. Hi, Annabelle.
Donut?
Don't forget the sprinkles. Cream and sugar.
Download our app today and enjoy all of the rewards. No flipping required.
Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
At First National Bank, we strive to make every person that walks through our doors feel like family. Because to us, you are. For over 120 years, we have lived in and served the families of Kentucky with genuine care through the good times and the bad. Come and see the difference banking with family can truly make for you at any of our 7 locations or visit our website at www.fnbgrayson.com. First National Bank, member FDIC.
Fall fishing season is just around the corner, and Borders Sporting Goods is your fishing headquarters for rods and reels from G. Loomis, St. Croix, Fenwick, Luce, Shimano, Daiwa, and Abu Garcia. No matter the species of fish you are targeting, Borders has the perfect setup to make your next trip on the water a success. Borders has baits in every size and style, with a wide selection of tackle from Berkley, Strike King, Zoom, Z-Man, Bandit, and many more. Before hitting the water for your next fishing trip, stop by and stock up at Borders Sporting Goods, US 60 West in Ashland.
If you can picture yourself in a better job and a better life, there are thousands of openings in Kentucky right now. And with the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship, you can prepare for many of them tuition-free. Good at Ashland Community and Technical College. This scholarship offers 100% free tuition for classes that can prepare you for a great job in healthcare, advanced manufacturing, and more in as little as 13 weeks. Get started today at WorkReadyKentucky.com.
Since 1992, DSI has been serving their customers with quality products and affordable prices for 33 years. DSI offers a wide variety of gear for your favorite team and also offers wholesale and retail screen printing, embroidery, vinyl, and direct-to-film applications. DSI also welcomes your custom design for your team, business, or anything you may need. Have a vision? Let DSI's custom design team make that vision a reality. For over 30 years, DSI has been the trusted name for quality products at an affordable price. Check them out at 511 Greenup Avenue in Raceland or
At Members Choice Credit Union, we believe that strong communities begin with strong partnerships, and that starts with trust. Since 1932, we've proudly served the families and businesses of this region because your goals matter, your family matters, and your future should be built on a foundation you can count on and trust. Members Choice Credit Union, your money, your future, your choice.
Primary Plus is celebrating 40 years of its mission of quality, advanced, affordable health care. With over 11 primary care locations throughout the region, Primary Plus believes in our communities and our patients. The Primary Plus name means primary care plus so much more, offering extended services such as women's health, pediatrics, dental, counseling, diabetes management, infusion services, and on-site pharmacy that offers free delivery. Primary Plus believes in connecting health care for you and your family and is always welcoming new patients. Learn more at primaryplus.net.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Looking for the latest archery gear? Check out Borders Sporting Goods for your best selection of Hoyt and Matthews bows, as well as 10-point crossbows with a full selection of accessories for all your hunting needs. Borders also offers a full selection of shotguns and rifles with plenty of ammunition and reload supplies, along with a full selection of benchmark and case knives. Borders is your headquarters for the largest selection of Liberty gun safes in the area, no matter how big or small you need to keep your firearms safe. Before your next hunting excursion, stop by and stock up at Borders Sporting Goods, US 60 West in Ashland. When you are hungry and on the go, stop by the Rams Dairy Bar for your next meal. Rams Dairy Bar offers mouth-watering cheeseburgers and hot dogs made any way you like them, with plenty of sides to choose from. Don't forget to grab an ice cream cone to go or a hand-dipped milkshake with a variety of flavors. Rams Dairy Bar also offers a full selection of flavored coffees to get your day moving in the right direction. The next time you're hungry and don't know where to go, swing by the Rams Dairy Bar.
proud supporters of Raceland Athletics for over 25 years.
Back on Inside Raceland Football, the windows are up now. We're a little dark, but we're making the switch over there. But three guys here with me from the Raceland Rams football team. I'll let them start and introduce themselves, and we'll go from there. I'll start with you, Logan.
Logan Lockwood, number 4.
Landyn Goodall, number 7. Max Burton, number 26.
Guys, last week, Hall of Fame night. And anytime you're playing for those guys who have come before you and you get a chance to go see the ceremony and see them come in, how special of a night is that to go out on the home field, Logan?
I mean, I thought it was pretty special just seeing all those guys before us, like, doing what they're doing. Making Hall of Fame is something that I want to do. I mean, it's a very big thing to me. And just being able to win for them last night was very great.
All right, we got to step out for a break for just a second. We've got some type of technical issues. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll start back over with the guys. Back after this.
Good morning, Isabella.
Hi, David.
Back for your morning routine?
Clark's Refresh Rewards program is something you'll flip for.
Hey, Isabella. Hi, Annabelle.
Donut?
Don't forget the sprinkles. Cream and sugar.
Download our app today and enjoy all of the rewards. No flipping required.
Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
At First National Bank, we strive to make every person that walks through our doors feel like family. Because to us, you are. For over 120 years, we have lived in and served the families of Kentucky with genuine care through the good times and the bad. Come and see the difference banking with family can truly make for you at any of our 7 locations or visit our website at www.fnbgrayson.com. First National Bank, member FDIC.
Fall fishing season is just around the corner, and Borders Sporting Goods is your fishing headquarters for rods and reels from G. Loomis, St. Croix, Fenwick, Lewis, Shimano, Daiwa, and Abu Garcia. No matter the species of fish you are targeting, Borders has the perfect setup to make your next trip on the water a success. Borders has baits in every size and style, with a wide selection of tackle from Berkley, Strike King, Soon, Z-Man, Bandit, and many more. Before hitting the water for your next fishing trip, stop by and stock up at Borders Sporting Goods, US 60 West in Ashland.
If you can picture yourself in a better job and a better life, there are thousands of openings in Kentucky right now. And with the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship, you can prepare for many of them tuition-free. Good at Ashland Community and Technical College. This scholarship offers 100% free tuition for classes that can prepare you for a great job in healthcare, advanced manufacturing, and more in as little as 13 weeks. Get started today at workreadykentucky.com.
Since 1992, DSI has been serving their customers with quality products and affordable prices for 33 years. DSI offers a wide variety of gear for your favorite team and also offers wholesale and retail screen printing, embroidery, vinyl, and direct-to-film applications. DSI also welcomes your custom design for your team, business, or anything you may need. Have a vision? Let DSI's custom design team make that vision a reality. For over 30 years, DSI has been the trusted name for quality products at an affordable price. Check them out at 511 Greenup Avenue in Raceland or online at supertees.com.
All right, we are back. Let's see if everything's working. So first off, our problem is not us. Okay, we've determined it's not our problem. All right, it's the people behind the scenes that don't know what they're doing. That's the problem. We are built for this job. Okay. Either way, let's start over. Reintroduce yourselves, just in case the crazy static that the people from behind the scenes cause a problem. We'll go from there. So Logan, I'll let you start here.
I'm Logan Lockwood, I'm number 4.
Landyn Goodall, number 7. Max Burton, number 26.
All right, we were talking about Hall of Fame, and Logan, you were saying you would love the opportunity to go into the Hall of Fame yourself, but getting a chance to play, go through that ceremony, see those guys that go into the class again this year. How big is that for you?
It's really big. I mean, it sets a fire in us for the game for sure. Just seeing like all their accomplishments and stuff, and it just it makes us want to play better for sure. Put on a show.
Landyn, if you guys were playing angry from last week. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Coming off that tough loss to Pikeville the way you did, but a little bit of extra juice for that. But the Hall of Fame night too, that really gets you going out. And home opener on that, put all that together. I mean, it was a pretty special night.
Yeah, just after that Pikeville loss, I think we all really came together. After it was a terrible loss. Then just playing in front of all those people that got introduced and all the kids, just the home crowd is cool.
Max, for you, you're one of the veterans this year. And, we talked in preseason. That was one of the things. You were the young guy, and now you're the veteran. I mean, how for you, how big has it been to be able to bring those younger guys up and say, okay, you've got to be amped up, but you've also got to keep yourself under control?
No, it's been a great opportunity. I mean, it's been a little different. Obviously, I have to make sure, to help people. It helps that the other corner is Rousey, who's played a little bit. So, I mean, it helps out. But overall, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Logan, you guys had 4 sacks the other night, 8 total on the season. And it's one of the deals. When you play in a 3-4, the position to be on defense is in that linebacking unit, and that's somewhere you love to be.
Yeah, I love being there. I've played there since my freshman year. Same spot. I've never changed from left inside linebacker. And I remember last year I was with Landyn, and me and him would always be competing for sacks. He ended up beating me, but I was pretty
I think
close.
he got you about half a sack, didn't he?
It's because I didn't play in the Berea game. That's why he beat me. But this year, not to pat myself on my back, but I am leading the team in sacks. I do have 3. And I'm trying to beat Landyn from last year, so that's really my main goal.
Now, Coach talks about you're the vocal leader on the defense, and this is coming from a guy that in the building you don't say 2 words all day long. How do you get that switch to where you flip over to take over like that?
Honestly, I don't know. I just flip a different mode. I'll be just on the field and I'm just a completely different person.
Yeah.
And that came from my sophomore year because I had Webb and Jackson. They kind of taught me everything I know. And whenever I came in for Webb taught me everything, and now I keep using that, and I've used that ever since then, and it just works.
Landyn, for you, a lot of injuries you had to battle through last year. You're healthy this year, and you can see it on the field. Mm-hmm. How much can you tell the difference between what you did junior year to senior year, and how much confidence is that growing for the way that you're playing right now?
Makes me not have to really favor my right shoulder. I would always just try to hit my left last year, and it was terrible because I would always miss a lot of tackles every time I'd fly off of them. So this year just helps me make more tackles and get more interceptions.
Yeah, 3 interceptions for you.
Yeah.
You got a pick 6.
Yeah,
you finally get in on this one. You don't get 1 yardage short like a PRP.
I thought I was in on PRP, but I guess I wasn't.
Take me back through this one. It was right here behind us. You broke on it at the 24-yard line, and it was almost like the one at PRP.
Yeah, the receiver just kind of quit running. I'm not sure why, but there's a picture of him as his hands up. I don't know. It went straight to me, and then Shannon, he hit the quarterback in the end zone, got me in there.
Is that one of the hardest interceptions to finish? Is one that you're the guy that the ball's coming to? Yeah. Nobody else in the building is getting it?
You just want to try not to catch it. That's the biggest thing in your mind through that moment.
Max, for you guys, you are one of those guys out on the corners, and sometimes you guys end up out on islands. Yeah. What's it like being out there when you're one-on-one, especially like the guy from Mercer Co, Coach and I talked about, number 6. I mean, he was a guy that if he gets in space, he's gone.
Yeah, no, it's pretty interesting. I mean, because you got to think all the pressure's on you to make the play. You don't make the play, they score. You do make the play, no one says anything. It's kind of just expected to make it. So, I mean, it's a lot of risk doing that.
You've got 2 guys like Landyn and Jonah that play over top of you in those safety positions. Does that help you knowing that you've got those guys behind you that's going to rally if you get there and maybe you don't completely make the play or you at least slow them down? There's somebody there to take care of things.
Yeah, I mean, they fly to the ball. That really helps a lot, especially like screens, different routes they're always getting over there. So yeah, it helps out a lot.
Logan, for you guys, I know one of the things you all do, one of the drills, sideline to sideline, from that linebacking court. I know Coach Huffy, he really stresses on that big. How much does that help you guys with the way that you rally to the ball and to make that tackle?
A lot. It's actually our biggest thing. If we don't rally to the ball, we have to do up downs. So we make sure that we all, at least, I think it's 9 of us have to be there, and the other people that can stay over is the far side corner, and I think it's either the safety or the DN. Those are the only people that doesn't have to be there, but they still want them there. So getting to the ball is our most important thing. It could be like a 15-yard gain, and as long as we're all still there, we'll just play the next play, and it's fine.
You guys lose a big piece of your puzzle in the linebacking core there with Bloss, who got hurt back in Ashland, and you've moved some different guys in there. Jackson King's really been playing a pivotal role. We've seen Ada Bell that's been there a little bit. How much have you had to kind of rally those guys of showing them the way of remembering when you were young and somebody was there showing you, now you're that guy being that leader?
Yeah, I mean, it was devastating to see Bloss go down because he's been with me since my start of my junior year. But the way Jackson stepped up, I didn't really have to do anything. Jackson just stepped up and just filled the role great, and he's been great. Now Aiden, me and Jackson have both helped Aiden a little bit, but he's the same. He knows what he has to do and he gets it done. So I really don't have to do much.
He comes by pretty natural too, I think.
Yeah, I think Cam has taught him pretty.
Cam taught him a little bit. His dad's a pretty good one as well. Landyn, for you, having a guy like Jonah back there in that safety position, you kind of play strong. He's free.
Yeah.
How much does that help you guys with the way you guys go after the ball?
Yeah, he corrects me a lot. Like whenever say there's a slant or something, I'm slow on it, he helps me out with that. Then if I miss a tackle, he always flies. He's really good to be behind. It helps out a lot.
Max, for you being a senior, looking back at your time here, does it feel like it's flown by of where you are now from where you started?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has. It's crazy to think that, like, my freshman year was all the way, like, 3 years ago. Like, feels like it's flown by. I mean, every year I feel like it's gone faster and faster, but hopefully this year, kind of takes a little longer. I can enjoy it more, hopefully.
Who's some of those guys that you really leaned on in your time that you've come through? I know you and I, we've talked some during preseason stuff, and I know one of the guys you pointed out to me was also McKee of what he did for you last year.
No, he helped out a lot. I mean, I'd never played corner before until last year, and so coming into the spot, he played it the year before, and he kind of just walked me through it, taught me how to play it, kind of was a mentor for it to me. So
what's the biggest thing for you that you have to put in your mind every game? This is what I have to focus on more than anything.
Try not to get burnt. That's a big one.
I think it's anybody playing corner or safety,
exactly.
right?
Try not to get beat. Yeah, that's that. And I mean, just do my job. Know what's happening. Know like where the ball's gonna go, what the play's gonna be. Those are the kind of biggest things.
For you guys, it was your first game at home. How special was it coming out of the Ram?
It was pretty special. I mean, I remember doing that my freshman year, and it's just like, it seemed like my senior year was so far away. And doing that for my last time, it was very surreal. It's weird.
Landyn, for you, what was it like when you came out of that thing, knowing this is your first time you're coming out of this thing?
It was cool, especially being a captain for our last home one. It was running back and seeing our teammates getting hype. It was cool. It was really cool.
Max, for you?
I mean, it was a good time. I mean, it kind of, as he said, it was kind of didn't feel real. It been so long since we ran out of it. I mean, I kind of forgot that we had home games because we've been away so much.
Yeah.
But
First 3 weeks on the road and long road trips at that. Does it seem crazy to think that every game you guys have played your high school career have been on the turf? Starting our 4th year of the turf, it was 22 when we put the turf in, and you guys have been on it all the time. The legacy that you look here of what Raceland has built, the program it is, and its 100th season. I mean, it's hard to find facilities and a program-rich environment like what you get here in Raceland.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is like college level stuff. Like I remember my middle school years, we had a weight room, but it wasn't that nice, and we still had grass. And now I go lift or go in the field, and I'm just like, I feel blessed just to have this at my disposal whenever I feel like it.
Landyn, the weight facility, we're actually going to take a look at this next week during the bye week. We're going to get a lot of video. We're going to do a walkthrough of the indoor to kind of show it off. But I mean, this facility here in the new weight room, it's there's no underneath it. It's top class.
No, it's definitely like a college facility. Like whenever you're driving on the highway and you look down here, you would not think it's a 1A school.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. It really is.
Max, when you look at all of the stuff that has come and continued to progress the way it is, you've been here for a long time and you've seen all this. I mean, you have to pinch yourself a little bit when you go back and look at everything you have.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel like especially the old locker room. Like you look at it, it's like how did we use that locker room? It was not in great conditions. I mean, we're lucky to have this nice of a facility for sure.
What's your thoughts on the Ram horns this year?
At first, I don't think anyone liked them.
Yeah,
no one liked them at first, but after seeing them on the helmet, it's gotten used to it.
They're kind of growing on it.
Yeah.
I will say this. I
saw growing on it.
I saw Jonah had it, or no, it was Jake had his helmet at lunch on the Ashland game, and I saw it. It was the first time I'd seen him, and I was like, no, I don't like them. But you see Marucci and Stilton are running with them, and they're starting to grow a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
they definitely grown on us.
How big was it last week to get the win? Just to kind of get the juices flowing again after the tough loss to Pikeville.
It was really big. I mean, it was our home opener, and after that loss to Pikeville, we needed to win. And now I feel like we're all like back on the same page. And like I know, and I think we all know, if this team can play like how we just did on Friday, we will not be beat. Nobody can beat us. We just got to stay with focused, and just lock in, and just finish the season. And I think we can do it all.
Did that kind of bring everything back together, Landyn? Maybe that some things had drifted apart there from that Pikeville game, and kind of put everybody back on the right path?
Yeah, I think after that game, a lot of everyone's confidence really went down a lot. I think we really needed that to bring it back up and just bring us more together.
Max, when you see a game like that transpire, and again, it's one of those, it's one for the ages. Somebody's going to remember that one for a long time, and whether it's on the right side or the wrong side, it's going to be a good one. But to get past that 7 days forward to where you can put that one in the rearview mirror and start moving on, now you're looking toward Newport Central Catholic. Is that kind of the mindset this team has because of the age of you can push stuff like that out of the way, it's in the back burner, and it's on to the next game?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely – it was still kind of there, but we all tried to look past it. We tried to rally together and get a win, and especially against Mercer, we really wanted to get a good win at home. And so, I mean, yeah, we definitely looked past it.
All right, let's see. We've got some stuff in here. First off, Emily Lockwood says she loves your haircut. Sorry, man. Mama loves her boy. All right. Spencer Hutchinson, of course, he's going to check in. Yeah. He's like a fungus. He won't go away. I love him. Spencer, I love you, my man. He wants to know how do you deal with all the press from the early season success?
Just kind of like the press clippings, all that.
Yeah.
Just block it all out.
Yeah.
Just kind of not listen to it. That's what Coach Salmons preached on it for I don't know how many weeks. Then we all just kind of blocked it out and went past it.
Now here's the question I really want to know. I know Spencer's waiting for this one too. Who's better at NCAA when you guys hook up?
Oh, Spencer.
Oh, really?
I don't play video games.
You don't play it at all?
No.
Really?
No, you can ask him. I don't play it all.
I thought for sure that this would have been like a debate that was going to set Spencer into a tailspin on the chat box.
I haven't been on video games in probably 8 months.
Really?
I don't play them.
Don't play them?
No.
Max, are you a video gamer?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. What now? Are you NCAA, Madden, or you?
I like to play a little both. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Logan?
Yeah, I'm pretty big on Madden and NCAA.
Which one do you like better?
Used to be Madden, but now I'm big on NCAA.
Who's your team?
My go-to, probably LSU, but I play Ultimate Team a lot.
Okay. I'm stuck with Oregon. I just transferred into Oregon for my junior season, so I love NCAA. Let's talk about, real quickly, your game this week, NCC, a Class A team. And this is, again, when you want to be at the top of Class Single A, you got to take care of business against the team that's in your classification. Yeah. What do you see when you guys look at film this week, Logan, of what they do offensively? And obviously, it starts with the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, they're a quarterback and the running back, number 3, number 2. They're the best players by far. And they have a number 9. He's a pretty fast guy. Mm-hmm. But the main guy I'm watching is number 55. He's lined up on me. He's like 6'6", 280. Probably one of the biggest guys I'll go against all season. That guy, I think, in my opinion, if he can get his blocks well and open up some holes, it's going to be a problem. So we need our D linemen and our linebackers to really key in on stopping him from getting to his spots. So number 3 and number 2 can't open up the field.
For you guys, when you look at 3, I watched a little bit of film today. He loves to go down the field with the ball, and he's got a great arm. And he's got some guys that can run under the ball. For you guys, how important is it to where you have to hit your spots of knowing where he's trying to get to and making sure those receivers don't get underneath you?
Yeah, he's a super athletic quarterback. He's pretty shifty, but we really just have to stay on our guys, stay on our keys, make sure they don't get behind us or anything, get up an easy touchdown or anything, and just that's about it.
Max, we talk about 9. He's kind of their go-to guy outside. They like to get him involved in a lot of stuff they do. What do you see when you look at film, when you see what the receiving corps like to do? Because, again, if you give him time in the pocket, he can find a spot.
No, he's got an arm. I mean, they like to just chuck it deep on one-on-one balls. They do that. Just different things. I mean, they can run well. They can get downfield. Just overall, just try and stay on top. Don't let lose control of them. Sorry, and yeah, I mean, just don't lose track of them. That's all you gotta really do.
Well, guys, I greatly appreciate it. The time. Looking forward to Friday night. Should be a good atmosphere here. JFL nights. All the little guys will be in attendance. We'll be going through warm-ups with you guys. I know for you guys, how many of y'all played through JFL here? So yeah, do you remember those times of being the little guys out here with the team?
Yeah. It seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
I remember Dylan, Hall, and Evan was they were our go-to guys. They carried us, and they were great.
Well, it should be a fun atmosphere. We're looking forward to it. Guys, enjoy the rest of the week. We'll see you Friday night for NCC.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll take a break. We come back. Coach Salmons will rejoin me. We'll break down Newport Central Catholic as we continue our coverage here on Inside Raceland Football on the Total Media Sports Network.
Good morning, Isabella.
Hi, David.
Back for your morning routine?
Clark's Refresh Rewards program is something you'll flip for.
Hey, Isabella. Hi, Annabelle.
Donut?
Don't forget the sprinkles. Cream and sugar.
Download our app today and enjoy all of the rewards. No flipping required.
Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
At First National Bank, we strive to make every person that walks through our doors feel like family, because to us, you are. For over 120 years, we have lived in and served the families of Kentucky with genuine care through the good times and the bad. Come and see the difference banking with family can truly make for you at any of our 7 locations, or visit our website at www.fnbgrayson.com. First National Bank, member FDIC.
Fall fishing season is just around the corner, and Borders Sporting Goods is your fishing headquarters for rods and reels from G. Loomis, St. Croix, Fenwick, Lewes, Shimano, Daiwa, and Abu Garcia. No matter the species of fish you are targeting, Borders has the perfect setup to make your next trip on the water a success. Borders has baits in every size and style, with a wide selection of tackle from Berkley, Strike King, Soon, Z-Man, Bandit, and many more. Before hitting the water for your next fishing trip, stop by and stock up at Borders Sporting Goods, US 60 West in Ashland.
If you can picture yourself in a better job and a better life, there are thousands of openings in Kentucky right now. And with the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship, you can prepare for many of them tuition free. Good at Ashland Community and Technical College. This scholarship offers 100% free tuition for classes that can prepare you for a great job in healthcare, advanced manufacturing, and more in as little as 13 weeks. Get started today at workreadykentucky.com.
Since 1992, DSI has been serving their customers with quality products and affordable prices for 33 years. DSI offers a wide variety of gear for your favorite team and also offers wholesale and retail screen printing, embroidery, vinyl, and direct-to-film applications. DSI also welcomes your custom design for your team, business, or anything you may need. Have a vision? Let DSI's custom design team make that vision a reality. For over 30 years, DSI has been the trusted name for quality products and an affordable price. Check them out at 511 Greenup Avenue in Raceland or online at supertees.com.
At Members Choice Credit Union, we believe that strong communities begin with strong partnerships, and that starts with trust. Since 1932, we've proudly served the families and businesses of this region because your goals matter, your family matters, and your future should be built on a foundation you can count on and trust. Members Choice Credit Union, your money, your future, your choice.
Primary Plus is celebrating 40 years of its mission of quality, advanced, affordable health care. With over 11 primary care locations throughout the region, Primary Plus believes in our communities and our patients. The Primary Plus name means primary care plus so much more, offering extended services such as women's health, pediatrics, dental, counseling, diabetes management, infusion services, and on-site pharmacy that offers free delivery. Primary Plus believes in connecting health care for you and your family and is always welcoming new patients. Learn more at primaryplus.net.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Looking for the latest archery gear? Check out Borders Sporting Goods for your best selection of Hoyt and Matthews bows, as well as 10-point crossbows with a full selection of accessories for all your hunting needs. Borders also offers a full selection of shotguns and rifles with plenty of ammunition and reload supplies, along with a full selection of benchmark and case knives. Borders is your headquarters for the largest selection of Liberty gun safes in the area, no matter how big or small you need to keep your firearms safe. Before your next hunting excursion, stop by and stock up at Borders Sporting Goods, US 60 West in Ashland. When you are hungry and on the go, stop by the Rams Dairy Bar for your next meal. Rams Dairy Bar offers mouth-watering cheeseburgers and hot dogs made any way you like them, with plenty of sides to choose from. Don't forget to grab an ice cream cone to go or a hand-dipped milkshake with a variety of flavors. Rams Dairy Bar also offers a full selection of flavored coffees to get your day moving in the right direction. The next time you're hungry and don't know where to go, swing by the Rams Dairy Bar, proud supporters of Raceland Athletics for over 25 years.
Back on Inside Raceland Football, big thanks to our newest addition to our show here of DSI, Ron Keaton across the street. Greatly appreciate his support. Rams Dairy Bar jumping on last week. I got the ice cream cone that you saw in that commercial as well, and I did make them make me a cheeseburger, which is always phenomenal. But again, if you would like to be a part of the show, look me up and I can get you some sponsorship opportunities. We're always appreciative of all of our great sponsors out there that allow us to do what we do here at Raceland, along with the football program and all the other sports throughout the entire Raceland family. But we can't do it with all of our great support of our sponsors and advertisers throughout. Coaches Talk NCC, another big challenge for you guys, and it's because it's the next challenge that's standing there for you. And again, I've been around you long enough. I know the first thing you're going to say when you talk about this, it's a Class A opponent. If you want to be the top in Class A, you got to take care of Class A opponents.
Yeah, I mean, people can do their research. Newport Catholic's got multiple state championships, both in single A and double A. Tradition-rich program. I think Bob Snyder, I'm not sure where he ranks now, but at one time he was, I think, maybe top of the list or up there with Coach Haywood and some of those Dudley Hiltons and whoever else I'm forgetting in that, Kevin Wallace maybe, whoever else I'm forgetting in those, just that era of coaches that don't retire. And so very, very tradition-rich program. They're finally getting their first field on campus. So I can only assume that's sparked and inspired their entire program. And so, looking forward to being able to go back up there next year and being on their campus. We played them down there a couple of times at some neutral sites, but being on campus will be a cool atmosphere for them. But yeah, very looking forward to us being back home. It's our next opportunity to get better. You only get 10. This is half of them. Obviously we hope for 15, but that's not guaranteed. The only one's guaranteed is the next one coming, and that's Friday, and that's 2 days away. And they obviously present some challenges. At the same time, we feel like we got a good football team, but there's some things that we got to do to continue to move forward. You just don't show up and call game. We've learned that, fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, the hard way. But we did learn it in the regular season. What was that, week 3? I don't want to call it meaningless, but a non-trophy game. And so hopefully you heard the seniors talk there. That doesn't leave you; it always sticks with you. You don't forget. You always have those experiences to rely on. Obviously, we're not in the rear view. We're not going backwards, so we're not focusing on those such events. But at the same time, we would be shortchanged if we didn't reflect and learn from it. And so that's kind of our mindset as we continue to move forward. And our guys have been good, man. We had a very spirited practice. Actually, the last 2 days, today was maybe as a spirited practice we've had all year. I'm not sure why. I think our guys are getting the value of practice. And, some of our senior leaders today really, actually Logan was one of them, really had a good energy about him today, and it becomes contagious. And so obviously we're really excited to get back home Friday night.
When you look at their defense of what they do, from what I saw today, it looks like a 3-3-5. They'll walk the corners up and kind of give you a 5-man look across the front, but they move well from the linebacking position. They've got a lot of speed in the back end as well. Yeah,
Coach Lickert, I think he's just a few years older than I am. I graduated in 99. I don't know if he's a mid-90s graduate. And I think he's been a head football coach over 20 years. He was the head coach, I think, at Dayton, maybe Bellevue, Campbell County, maybe some other places. So he's got some experience. He's a 3-3 stat guy, has been for, he clinics on it and talks about it all the time. It's a little bit different in his stack. He takes that monster guy, he calls him, I think, and puts him back there about 8 yards. And his his thought process there is, that guy's at 8 yards, so your offensive lineman probably not going to get to him because he's going to run by him. And number 2, hopefully at 8 yards, when he starts coming downhill, he can see his way through and try to miss some of the traffic. And so last year, excuse me, that number 26, I think his last name was Kool. He was an outstanding
phenomenal player.
Outstanding high school football, two-way guy. Outstanding guy. And we played them the last couple of years. I think maybe the first year we played him, he was hurt.
He did not play the first year. Did
that
last
year.
Yes.
Last year he was spectacular. And so that's kind of what they do. They're really going to try to crowd us in the box, I would expect, and really try to make our run game, really make our guys try to set down their feet versus coming downhill full speed so they can try to rally the ball and try to contain our run game. And so, we'll have to be really, really smart as we mix our pitches and be able to run the ball and throw the spots where we can throw the ball, pick the spots in there. And, they do a good job. They played really good people in the preseason, or I say preseason, in this first part of non-Class A season, if you will. And so they're trying to prepare and do the right thing. And I think they're in the West. Of course, we're in the Class A East. I think when it's all said and done, week 12, week 13, week 14, they could be standing right there in the end.
You look offensively, what they do, it's no secret. It starts with the quarterback, Emmanuel Miles, very kind of similar bodied looking kid of what the kid we saw from last week from Mercer County.
Yeah.
Built very big. He can work with his feet, and he's got an electric arm.
Yeah, very. I would say their quarterback is probably a good comparison with the kid from Mercer. I'm going to guess this number 3 for Newcath is maybe a little thicker, a little bit more physical, physical stature. Very, very athletic. Probably, I don't know if he's their most athletic kid, maybe the biggest, most athletic kid they got. Him and number 2 back there at running back are both very good. Again, guys that can play for any program across the state of Kentucky. Guys that really play hard and know what they want, know what the program wants, know what Coach Lickard wants, and they're going to be max effort guys. And then, they got a Division I offensive lineman. Let's not forget that. He's a Division I. He's a commit to Marshall, which is right here across the river from us. Now, I think he's had some preseason injuries or early season injuries, and he did play last week. I'm sure this week he'll be better than last week as he gets more conditioning underneath his belt. And I heard Logan talk about earlier last year he caused us some issues. And so obviously we've been very cognizant of that this week and try to prepare and try to have a plan to try to combat him as best we can. He's 6'6", 285 or so, a very, very plus athlete, as far as being able to move laterally. That's what they really look for in linemen, being able to bend. And so he's a very, very good high school lineman. He wouldn't be signed Division I if he wasn't. And so all those things present challenges to us and opportunities for us to really work on our game to see how we can overcome those obstacles.
And something you talked about too, special teams. You're going to get tested on every single kick just because of the way they go. It's going to be a squib or an onside attempt every single time they put it in the air.
Yeah, 2 things. First of all, our kickoff return team. Can we secure possessions? I talked about, I felt like we really played one poor quarter all year long. Maybe the third quarter in Ashland, we weren't our best. We turned the ball over a couple times, but in that fourth quarter at Pikeville there, we lost 2 possessions, and so we can't afford to do that Friday. And then they're going to try to steal possessions from us. We know that, and we've practiced that and we've prepared for that. Our kids have been coached that way. Matter of fact, on Wednesdays, a defensive practice for us, so we typically do defensive special teams, which is a kickoff team because you go right into defense. And it's your punt return team because that's the defensive team. And we always kick extra points and field goals. And today is like, okay, we need to also kick return. We do kick return because of the challenge they present us. One, because maybe we're a little lacking confidence in that part of the game because of what we've experienced. And number 2, they're really good at it. And their kicker kicks it to the wide side, and sometimes he gets those big hops. And of course, we're kicking on turf now, so you get some true hops, and sometimes the ball scoots on you and those type of things. So that's what's one area of the game that'll be really big for us. Number 2, I don't know that the return guy is like number 6 from last week, but they do got some speed back there. And obviously we have kind of developed this thing where we try to kick the ball deep and make teams drive the ball. We want to keep them inside the 30. I just think in high school football, if you can make teams drive down the field, the more times they snap the ball, and we've experienced this ourselves, the more chances they got to make a mistake. And so that's kind of our philosophy. But we're going to really cover. They got guys back there. You mentioned number 6, I think. They got a kid number 9 who can really run. They got the guy number 7. Of course, 3 and 2 are athletes too, wherever they decide to put them out there. So they got some real weapons, and we got to make sure we stay in lanes and have lane integrity. And most importantly, when we get to the ball, we got to get them on the ground.
Big night Friday night as well, JFL night. All the youngsters will be in attendance, so it's a great house. It's going to be packed as well. But an opportunity to see the future of Raceland football as they come through from the little guys all the way up to the guys that's getting ready to make the step into middle school football.
Yeah, we're going to do something a little different this year. We're actually going to introduce our elementary cross-country team at 6:30. All the events will start at 6:30. I think there's like 20-some kids. And then from there, we'll go right into our flag program. I don't know how many flag kids they got. They got a small army out there. And then we'll move right into our tackle programs, 2 through 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I also have our cheerleaders in there. We have about 100 kids-ish playing tackle football in grades 2 through 6. That's in 5 grades. We have very high number flag, very high number cheer. A lot of kids will be honored on Friday. And so they'll get opportunity to be here and right down here to the north. They'll be able to run through the ram and go down the sideline. Everybody will be cheering for them, and the band and the cheer and the dance, and everybody will be out there. And it's a really special night. Every day at practice, when practice is over, I went around different guys. I heard you do the same thing. I said, hey man, you remember remember your JFL night, you know, who'd you stand beside? And I heard Lockwood talk about some guys, and Max the same way. You know, who did you stand behind? You know, because you got to remember, guy's a senior now. You know, he was in JFL. He's been in high school 4 years and played middle school 2 years before that, so that's 6 years. In JFL, you know, he may go back 8-10 years for a senior. And so guys that we've coached and been around here for a while, and you know, you hear him talk about guys, they remember that. Those are impressionable moments. Now, the high school kid doesn't remember who stood beside him, but you can bet, you can take it to the bank, the youth kid who stood by the high school kid remembers who that kid was. So you'll see guys on Friday that'll be standing by, you know, Jake Waller, who's a quarterback, right? Or Shannon, or you know, maybe guys that have siblings. You know, Chris Crum has a sibling, so there'll be a you know, a following there, and so that makes it really special. Really excited to see those kids go through and warm up with us, and that's really what it's about here. Again, not a destination place. What we have is who we are, and those guys are, one day they'll go from the JFL ranks to the Friday night ranks. That's just evolution of programs.
Coach, always a pleasure. We'll talk to you Friday night for NCC, and then back here next Wednesday night for bye week, and we're going to take a nice look at this beautiful facility here in the Wells weight room as well.
Yeah, sounds good. You know, obviously we go into bye week. We have 5 games, and we take a bye. Then we have one more Class A game on the road, and then we go right into district play. And so, you know, I know everybody makes a big deal about RPI, but then you take it and you know, shine it up real good and flush it, because those district games determine the first 2 rounds. They get you the final 8. From there, I think our philosophy is well known, right? Have bus will travel, have team will travel, anywhere from here to Paducah and anywhere in between. We just want to be honored to be playing at that point. So those district games are the 3 that we circle, and so that's really what we're preparing for the next 3 weeks.
All right. Friday night football, 7:30 JFL night. We'll put our broadcast on the air beginning at 7:10 on Countdown to Kickoff right here on Kool TV. That's it for us this week. Big thanks to the people behind the scenes that screwed everything up in the second segment. Of course they would. My wife, Felicia, and Jacob Hankins. It wasn't Jacob's fault. It was Felicia's for sure. And, of course, the 3 players tonight, Logan Lockwood, Landyn Goodall, and Max Burton. Greatly appreciate them, Coach. Always a pleasure. Talk to you Friday night.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
That's it for us. Enjoy the week. We'll talk to you Friday night right here. This has been Inside Raceland Football on Kool TV.
Thanks for watching this episode of Inside Raceland Football on Kool TV. Join us each Wednesday night at 7 for another episode as we break down everything with Raceland Rams football.